Maybe I'll whisper and you'll listen better. So the next team is RWE from University of St. Gallen in Switzerland and the Karlsruhe Institute of Technology in Germany. Welcome on stage.
We live in a world where everything is bright and electricity is all around us. Wind power is one of the most promising energy sources today, symbolizing a clean and sustainable future. But did you know that wind turbines are not built for eternity? Every year, thousands of wind turbine blades reach their end of life and become non-recyclable waste. Many of them are longer than 40 meters and weigh more than 10 tons. By 2050, this waste will weigh more than double the entire US population. Since the material rotor blades are made of can't be recycled, we will face an environmental issue that nobody saw coming. I want to change this. My name is Mike, and as a designer, I believe that my work should have a sustainable impact. The idea of reusing wind rotor blades fascinated me, but I didn't know where to start. Then, I discovered BladeSign, a web-based platform that supports creative people in creating a second life for wind rotor blades. BladeSign gave me the inspiration and information I needed for coming up with a new product idea, and they delivered the perfect rotor blade piece to me. Throughout the whole project, I received continuous support from experts who taught me how to use the material. On the BladeSign marketplace, customers get directly connected to me to buy the objects I created. And the best part is, I'm not alone. The BladeSign network is growing bigger every day, allowing me to exchange ideas on future solutions. Join us and start your own project for creating a more sustainable tomorrow.
Welcome to our presentation. We are Laura and Fabrice from BladeSign. A few years ago, the dark side of wind energy was unknown to most people. Only during the last few years, public awareness about this environmental issue increased significantly. As you have heard in the video, one rotor blade can get up to 50 meters long and, if disposed, will generate waste of around 10 tons. Until 2050, the entire accumulated rotor blade waste could weigh up 43 million tons, which is about double the entire weight of the US population. So now imagine all this waste being thrown onto landfills or being shredded and burned. That's why we have to find a solution for it immediately. Our corporate partner RWE is playing a pioneering role in this sector and is working together with us on finding a second life for used wind turbine blades. During the last few months, we talked with a lot of creative people like architects, industrial designers, and manufacturers in order to find potential applications for used wind turbine blades. When we told them about our challenge, we realized that they were actually keen on building something out of the blades themselves. But just like Mike from the video, they didn't know how to start and had a lot of questions such as, what are rotor blades made of? And where can I get access to rotor blades? And is there an existing network of creators that have previously built something with this material and that could help me?
And this is where BladeSign comes in. As a platform, BladeSign simplifies the whole design process of a creator on his way to a new product and addresses all the needs and questions he has. So let's go through the journey of Mike once again in detail. So when he enters the platform, BladeSign gives him all the information he needs to understand the material, its capabilities and dimensions. And this information varies from different types of rotor blades, but we are constantly updating the system. To get him jump on board, we offer him different inspirational triggers. Especially the need to touch and feel the material is extremely important to Mike, so he can order a material sample with just a few clicks. Once he's decided to buy the material, he has to give us the dimensions he needs and we create a 3D model for him to match him with the perfect piece. Once he's happy with it, RWE provides the material, a maintenance partner cuts and refines it, and we deliver it right to Mike's doorstep. Once arrived, he doesn't know how to process the material, as fiberglass reinforced plastic is quite hard to handle. And this is why we offer workshops and support services for him to learn how to process the material properly. To foster an exchange between creators and give them the chance to share the ideas and solutions that they come up with, we have created an ideation platform where they can post their recent ideas. Once Mike has finalized a product, we put it on the BladeSign marketplace and promote it there, so customers get directly connected to him and can buy his products on his own webpage. Now, Fabrice, if we let people like Mike design and create products, couldn't people think that it's actually outsourcing our challenge?
Well, yes, we are outsourcing our challenge, and that's actually a good thing because of two main reasons. First of all, there is a huge difference between when us business students design a product and when actual creators design them. They have the experience and the skills that are needed for creating such beautiful products. For the second reason, we have to think back to our initial challenge. It was not to create one cool product, but it was to find a solution that's sustainable and that will give as many rotor blades a second life, and that would also address every different section of the rotor blade. And that's exactly what we have accomplished with BladeSign. Over the last few months, we didn't just create one product, but we created many products together with different designers. So take Tarantik and Ecker, for example, a German designer duo who created this beautiful conference table. After they successfully built this product, they were completely hooked and created the shelf and different kinds of stools, and are now working on larger projects such as a climbing wall. Then there is Martin Stratman, a Dutch designer who created this awesome rotor blade lamp. And we have also worked with artists like the German artist Dome, who used wind turbine blades for his latest artwork. But we didn't stop there. With the aim of continuously improving BladeSign, we went to the largest design fair in the world, where we show both our project and the concept, as well as the different end products that our creators have built. There, we were not only able to test our prototype, but we became part of an international network of creators that spread the word about our solution.
With BladeSign, we have created a solution that is new of its kind and solving an increasingly relevant problem to society. And we're not just a concept anymore. We have already won 6 creators, have brought 5 products to the market, and 4 projects that are currently in the pipeline and being developed. Our network and reputation in the industry is growing every day, and in the future, we hope that we can inspire many creators around the world to create something out of the blades themselves. Empowering sustainable design everywhere.
All right, any questions to this team? Oh, right there.
Hi, great presentation, and I told you before that I love this table, but we saw a lot of examples for use cases for the smaller sections of the blade, but I haven't seen, maybe I didn't see it, but is there other examples for the bigger sections? Like, I can't really think of any things that I would cut out of there. Like,
yes, absolutely. Fabrice mentioned actually that Tarantik and Ecker, that's a German designer duo, they are currently building a climbing wall, which would make the entire blade, actually it's not on this picture, but here you have another example of a footbridge, for example, that would use a huge part of the blade as well. And this is what we're aiming for in the future, once we have examples to show that people dare a bit more and create bigger projects as well in the future.
this was the one in the middle. And
well, great presentation. How do users find out about the blade sign, and how do they get the parts, and how is it viable?
Well, first of all, because of the design fair in Milano, we were able to show a lot of different creators that we exist. And we're every second week or so, we will be featured in a news magazine where they show the end products that our creators have built. So this is social media, and these channels that the creators are already using anyway are really helping us in getting spread or getting blade sign spread across the world. For the moment, obviously, we're only in Europe because of our RWE's work in Europe as well. But our goal is to spread worldwide, and I think social media will help us a lot with that one. And for the second part of your question was the feasibility, right?
Viability.
Viability. Of what exactly could you
Of
specify?
your platform. How do you sustain it?
Costs, yeah. All right, so what actually is, if somebody has a rotor blade and they want to get rid of the turbines, they would have to pay a company to shred it and get it away, right? So we can use that and tell companies that own rotor blades that we'll actually take their rotor blades and give them money instead, so they don't have to pay for us, so we can get rid of it, but we will give them money, and then our creators will use the material and make a new product out of it. So what we do is basically we sell the material to the creators, and we get the money and give parts of the money to the company that previously owned the rotor blade.
okay, there's another question somewhere here.
No. So it seems that the designs that you showed were quite high-end designs. Do you know, as of now, how many wind turbines you've actually used in the creation of those designs? And do you then believe that your product is sustainable for dealing with all wind turbines?
Well, I mean, thinking that we can solve the entire problem completely is, I think, a little bit maybe in 20 years or so. But as the rotor blades are only coming to us gradually, we can start with only a few rotor blades at the beginning and then go on and solve, together with the larger ideas that we have, solve the problem, I don't know, at least in a certain country or something like that. But yeah, for now, I think we used about half of the rotor blade during this project. But I think if we would have just created one product and not used the approach that we did, then we would maybe have used only 2 or 3 pieces that we constantly try to improve. So I think together with that, it takes a lot of time, but once we get our word spread, then I think we should be able to get rid of a lot of rotor blades.
Okay, was there another one still?
Did you consider what you could do with the rotor blade if you don't have to maintain its shape? Like if you shred it or so, instead of putting it into a landfill, like if it's for insulation or whatever, you could use it?
Well, one requirement for our challenge was that we don't consider this option. So we were not allowed basically to shred it or use shredded parts, but we had to use entire parts. But there is actually there are projects that are trying to shred it and use the shredded material already. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to work together with them in a cooperation so that when, for example, somebody buys a table and after 10 or 20 years doesn't need it anymore, then he can give it to us, we would shred it and give the shredded material to that company that finds a solution for shredded rotor blade material. So, but this is also something that we're trying to gradually solve in the future, but we're thinking about that already.
All right, why don't we just make sure that we're on time? I see people going upstairs, so I think we are on time here, so thank you very much.